Well, that funky music means it's about time.
It means something. I'm struggling today, Joe. I'm struggling.
Struggle Bus and Brian Watson is the driver.
We're already behind, and Coach Ralph isn't even here.
And Coach Ralph isn't even here to give you a hard time
How about
it.
that? It's usually his fault, so we'll see what happens here.
Well, then he
So,
blames you right back.
I know.
So
I'll check a couple things here, and then
All
we'll see what happens.
I think
So,
we're going, though.
yeah, we are.
All right.
We are. The question is, there's other questions.
All right.
That's okay.
So welcome to the Coaches Show, presented by Giant Seeds and Snacks, everybody, and also presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. Thank you to all of you watching on Cable Channel 28, our own dedicated channel to Three Borders Sports Network. And we're a little late going on here, so we'll get right into it. And we're joined by a newbie here, Brian.
We are. We'll see. Hopefully, we won't scare her off. So
No, hopefully.
we'll have to see.
She's been hanging in here just smiling at you struggling.
Yeah,
so.
I know. I'm still struggling here. So hopefully people that are watching are like, what's going on the screen right now?
All right, so we'll get going here. We got first-year head coach of the BW Storm swim team. That's Heather Henn. Heather,
Hi.
welcome aboard.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on in. And we've had other opportunities to try and get you in here, but sometimes things just didn't work out for either one of us. And but here you are.
Yes.
It's our final show, but Heather's here to talk about the swim team, and we're happy about that.
Yep, better late than never.
There you go. All right, Heather Henn, and let's just kind of tell everybody your history. You just recently got married, in fact.
Yep, in September.
Just this September.
Yep.
And just recently got married, and your former name was Heather Glines.
Yes.
And Monty and Aaron are your mom and dad, and so she's originally here from the Wahpeton area, and graduated from.
2016.
Yeah, that's all right. Go ahead.
University of North Dakota.
And you,
See? Now,
come on now.
I mean, I'm just saying, they're smart people.
Well, they are.
Smart people in the world.
So
So,
she went to UND.
yep.
And what are you doing now, Heather?
Now I teach second grade, and I
Besides swim coach.
swim coach. I teach second grade, and I am pursuing my master's in administration through the University of Mary.
Wow. That I did not know. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you're going, what, every Wednesday night?
No, I'm
you're-
in a different program.
Oh, are you?
Yes, so I am almost done. I graduate in April.
Wow.
Yes, so I am taking like 3 classes right now.
Yeah.
And I'm in my internship.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And this is your, how many years of teaching in Wahpeton have you
This
done
is my third year
Third
in
year.
Wahpeton, but my 4th year overall.
Okay. And the first year was where?
I taught in a small private school in Fargo.
Okay. So 3 years here at Wahpeton Elementary. And just how did you get into swimming? This is your first year swimming coach. And we know Danae Riley created a family, and she decided to take some time off. And how did you find out about it? How did you slip into this whole thing?
So when I first came to Wahpeton, the position was open because Anne had just retired, Anne Retzoff, and Danae had had some previous coaching experience.
Oh, okay.
So she got the position, which was fantastic for her. She started a family, and it came available, and I snatched it.
Came right back to you.
Yep.
Well, good for you. And so this is your first year, and you yourself were a swimmer in high school.
Yes, I swam for 10 years. I started when I was 8.
10 years.
Yep.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Competitively.
Yep.
Since you were 8.
Yes.
So great job for you. And well, I'm glad you fit in here well. And all right, so let's just talk about the swim team a little bit here. Unfortunately, like I said, we haven't been able to have you on here. Just timing wasn't right for any of us. But how's the season gone so far? And then we'll talk about what's coming up here next weekend and this weekend.
Okay.
So let's just talk about the season so far
Yep.
for you.
So we have 7 swimmers between Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and Richland. Currently, we have 2 that have state qualified individually. Just a little shout out. This is the first time we've had more than 1 state qualified
That's cool.
since I was a junior in high school.
Wow.
Yeah. So I feel like that's a pretty big accomplishment.
It is.
It's been really fun.
Yeah.
They've all been posting some season best times, and they've been working really hard. And it's really fun to see their hard work at practice pay off at the meets.
Yeah. So, and you do travel some. I know the last one that I looked on your Facebook page there was back on October 6th, I believe. And you took on Jamestown, Williston, and Dickinson. So you must have went out west somewhere for that one.
That was in Jamestown.
That was
Yep.
in Jamestown. So you had to travel a little bit.
Yes. All of our meets are away meets.
I was just going to say, I
Yes.
think if I remember correctly, that's what Danae said too, that all of your meets, you don't get to have any here
Right.
in Wahpeton.
Our pool is a little bit too short. We don't have enough starting blocks, and we don't have lane lines.
Yeah.
but it's all right. Less of a hassle for us to host it.
All right. So the season and all, as a coach looks at it, are you satisfied with how the progress was made by the girls?
Yes, I'm very,
Okay.
very satisfied.
Okay. All right. So let's take a look now. You mentioned that you had 2 state qualifiers. One we know, she's usually a state qualifier.
Yes, Sydney Roberts, she's been able to make it to 2 meets.
Okay.
And now that volleyball's over, she'll be able to join us the rest of the season. And then we have 8th grader Natalie Graham.
Yeah, Natalie made
Mm-hmm.
it too, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so Sydney, she was in more than one event, wasn't she?
Yep, she has qualified. So you only get to swim 2 individual swims at each meet. And so the 2 meets she was at, she swam 2 different events at each meet. So she has the 50 free, the 100 backstroke, the 100 free, and the 100 breaststroke.
Okay, so she qualified for state for all 4. That's pretty awesome. All right, and then Natalie?
Natalie has the 50 freestyle,
Okay.
and she is so close.
Oh,
and a
wow.
couple others.
Wow.
So hopefully we can get those
Well-
those accomplished.
Okay, so hopefully we get those accomplished, and it's a big weekend coming up here. You got EDC coming up,
Yes.
correct?
Yep. We are heading to West Fargo on Saturday for EDC. So, like I said, hopefully Natalie can get one more added to her belt for state. And we have Kenna Remley, who is very close in a couple, and Elliston Hendrickson, who's also very close.
Okay, so you got a couple more possibilities here to get to state. All right, and then in West Fargo, it's at that, I forget the name of it now, so forgive me. We talked about it before we went on the air, but the name of the new pool at
It's the Hulbert Aquatic Center.
the Hulbert Aquatic Center.
Yes.
There you go, and that's pretty cool facility, I
Yep.
guess.
It was an Olympic trial pool that they moved to Fargo.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Isn't that something? Have you swam in it yourself?
No, they moved it right after I graduated.
Oh, darn. All right. And then, so if we qualify for state at EDC, how do you, I mean, it's, how do I say that? It's set on times.
Yep.
So you have to meet a certain time to qualify for state,
Yes.
whether you finished first or third.
Yep. It doesn't
Okay.
matter what place you get, as long as you swim the time you get to swim at
As long
state.
as you swim the qualifying time. So it's somewhat similar to cross country or something like that.
Yes.
It depends on those kinds of things. Okay. What else? What would you say would be, if I said fill in the blank, Heather, the highlight for the team so far this season was blank?
The highlight for the season this year has been just having fun.
Yeah.
We've been all getting along very well and just having fun. There's never a practice or a meet where they're not laughing and having jokes and just enjoying their time.
I can't imagine somebody like you having fun, but yeah, I say that jokingly, folks. I've known this young lady for many years. Also, as a coach, what was your highlight for the year?
The highlight was just all of their own accomplishments
Yeah.
just coming about. Like, not everybody, they're all very realistic with how they are, and they know that not everybody is going to get to that state qualifying time, but they're still performing well and dropping time. And I'm a big crier, and they love to just make me cry.
There you go.
So every time, I just get so proud of them.
That's cool. I'm a crier too, as some people know. But anyway, good for you. And I don't think you've got any seniors in the bunch, do you?
We have 2.
Is there?
Yep. So our captain, Poppy Miranowski, and then Kenna Remley.
Okay, they're both seniors.
Yes.
All right. Leadership from them, just what you expect out of a senior.
Yep.
Okay.
They've been really taking our 8th graders under their wing and just showing them the lay of the land and just having fun.
Okay, and so, not that I want to wrap up the BW Storm swimming part of it, but we talked off air again before we went on air about after state you start club swimming,
Yes.
and you're going to coach that as well.
Yep. I'm one of the assistant coaches.
Okay, and if somebody wants to do that, how do they do that? How do they say, "Hey, Heather, pick me"?
You just got to show up.
Just show up,
Yep.
huh? And then who would they contact to do that?
Jeannie Miranowski.
Okay,
Yes.
I think everybody knows her.
Yep.
So Jeannie Marinowski. So contact Jeannie for any interest that you may have in the swimming club team. And that starts when?
It actually already started in October.
That's right. You told me that.
Yes.
Started
It
in
goes
October.
October to March.
So you still got time.
Yes. Plenty of time.
Yeah, we can still join up. All right. All right, Heather, I appreciate you coming in and spending some time with us. And I'm sorry we had the late get-go there, but
No problem.
we'll let you go here tonight, and we'll see you again next fall.
Sounds good.
All right. Heather Henn joining us here in the BW Storm swim team. We got Larry Lash, BW Storm cross-country team, sitting in the wings. We'll be right back with Larry right after this on Three Borders Sports Network.
Car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Then and down the road. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
Smith Motors in Wahpeton. We make sure that when you need a vehicle, we'll find the perfect one that matches your lifestyle and budget. Like the eye-catching Chevy Equinox, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hard-working GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive buying experience. From low-pressure sales to high-quality service, our customers always come first. Find your new Chevrolet or GMC today at Smith Motors. Small town friendly, big town deals.
Farmers, be ready this planting season by contacting Yield Advantage for all your seed and planting equipment needs. They carry high-quality products from Precision Planting, Intelligent Ag, Copperhead Ag, Outback Wraps, Ware Parts LLC, Midwest Seed Genetics, and more. Yield Advantage can help your planter from basic service parts to liquid fertilizer setups. All of the latest technology and often significantly less than buying a new planter. Be ready to hit the field by contacting Yield Advantage, 218-517-7878, or online at yield-advantage.com.
A local insurance.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show, presented by Giant Seeds and Snacks, and also brought to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson, and right now we're joined by Larry Lash, head coach of the BW Storm cross country team. And Larry, it's been a few weeks since we've been able to meet, but you had some big important meets here just recently. I think you had the Heart of Lakes, and you had your section meet as well.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks, but we got our season wrapped up. You know, if we would have qualified kids for state, we would have been out practicing on Monday in that snow and cold and today. But I wish we did. We fell short of getting any qualifiers, but it didn't take away from a fantastic season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had some things there in the HOL you wanted to talk about, and then I got some notes on the Section 8AA. If you want to just go ahead with the Heart of Lakes stuff.
We had the Heart of Lakes meet. It was a couple weeks ago, and it was in Pelican Rapids. And they run on a golf course, and they do a 1 mile loop 3 times. And one coach told me, yep, there are 3 hills every time you run, so 6 hills total for the race course.
Oh, boy.
But the girls ran really well. They placed third behind a very tough Perm team and a very good Holly team, so third place was nothing to be ashamed of.
Nothing to be.
In fact, they were really close to Holly. They weren't too far behind in the team points, so that was exciting. And even more exciting, we had 3 girls place all conference. So it's a tough section. And Lucy Comstock placed 8th. Kira Wurtzema placed 11th. And Gracie Falk placed 13th, and the top 15 get all conference.
I was going to say they take the top 15 for the all conference.
Correct. Yes.
Yep.
So that was a really nice honor for them. Noah Berge just missed out on all conference by a couple places, but he raced well. But he did lead our boys team to a 5th place finish, and this year there was 7 scoring teams, there was eight scoring teams. So
Okay.
we got 5th place as a boys squad, which and they weren't too far out of 4th either. So they ran a really nice race that day as well.
All right, so the Heart of Lakes, I've been impressed with the girls squad all year, and we can talk about that after we're all said and done here, Larry. But I've been impressed with your girls team all season long, and they've always had good results. And I'm not trying to take anything away from the boys at all, but again, the girls have done well all fall.
Last year we ran in section 6-1A.
Yes. Yep.
And the girls ended up getting 4th. And, we did that with 7th graders and just a couple of seniors, and they kind of, put it upon themselves to make a goal. We want to go to state.
Mm-hmm.
And then they found out we got bumped up a class. It didn't take away from talent. It just put us in a bigger pool of talent when we had to try to qualify for state.
Yep.
So, yeah, the girls had a great season. I mean, they won their race at Melrose. Just talked about Heart of Lakes. And, they were always – other teams noticed, like, who are these kids in the BW? Who is that? Who's that girl up there at Word Saman and Comstock and Falk and, King and Jasmine Benedict, just really good runners. And the thing that made our team good is our 5th and 6th runners were never that far behind our 1st and 2nd runners. So you have to get the kids squeezed close together. And in practice, they all ran together. There wasn't like one kid that ran out in front. They were always pushing each other. So that was nice to see.
And you've talked about that several times, how you'd like to see them do that.
Yes.
Just to cheer each other on, so to speak.
And I never had a team do that before until this year. I've always had like 1 or 2 kids that could really stand out. And like our boys team was like that. Noah Berge was just, head and shoulders above the rest. And the rest were, working hard to catch him, but they weren't quite there. This year, even Addie King, who was our 5th runner, was able to keep up with Lucy and Kiera for most of the season. So she did a really good job, and
Sure.
Jasmine kept improving, and Gracie Falk, she is just steady. I had to tell one of the girls, they were kind of feeling bummed out. It's like, well, I'm not, running as well as the other kids. And I said, hey, any other year, you would be like my number 1 or 2 runner. We just have a lot of talent right now ahead of you. You're still an excellent runner.
Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at the girls and what they did October 26th in the Section 8AA. Again, they moved up a class this year, and so they had to battle with the big schools in the 8AA. It looked like it was a good, cool day for running there.
It was a great day for running. Yeah, we left here, and that snowstorm that was coming in, if we were going north and west, we would have been running in snow. So we were going the other way from that. So we hit a nice, calm, not much wind. There was a little drizzle in the air, but for a cross-country runner, it was pretty top-notch.
Pretty good. So Lucy and Kiera both had good days.
Yeah, they went out. They knew what they had to do to get to state. They knew that they were right on the brink of getting there. And those 2 girls, all season, one pushed the other. I don't think either one would have been as good without the other one. Most of the time, they were always neck and neck after mile and a half, 2.5 miles. And it would just depend on who was feeling better on what day for that last half mile. And on this day, Lucy was able to pull away from Kiera. So again, Kiera pushed her all the way up to that point, and then Lucy took off. And I was getting winded. I was trying to run from spot to spot to spot, telling her, "You're in this place. You're in this place. You got to pass that girl."
Yeah.
And then a whole pack of girls all bunched up. And when it was all said and done, Lucy missed qualifying by 3 places in about 10 seconds.
Oh.
And she ran her best time of the year, so it's not like she left something out there or, could hang her head that, shoot, I should have, I wish I would have ran harder. She ran as hard as she could.
Yep. Yeah, I read that, and I was just kind of heartbroken for her. So she gave her a whirl, but she just ended up 10 seconds short.
Yep, and Kiera wasn't too far behind. So Lucy finished still in top 20. She was 19th, and Kiera was back in 27th. And then a little bit further back was Gracie and Jasmine and Addie. But no, they all ran solid. All of them were pretty close to the top half of that entire field of runners.
And I see Aubrey was in there as well, too.
Yeah, so. Aubrey Bowes and Ashlyn here, they both filled out our varsity roster that day.
So the girls in the 8AA finished 8th out of 13, I saw.
Correct.
And so as a coach, are you okay with that? I mean, you want to do better. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely. I was hoping that we could maybe squeeze out a 5th or a 6th place.
Okay.
I mean, so that 8th place, the team ahead of us was just a few points ahead of us.
Okay.
But on the other side of that, the teams behind us were just a few points behind us, too.
Oh.
So we could have finished back in 10th.
So it went both ways there. Okay.
On the way home, my assistant coach, Christy here, was looking on her phone and a few other, because most of the meets are run that day. So she looked at some other results, and she goes, man, if our girls would have ran in this section, we would have had a state qualifier. Or look at the time from this section. And then the next day I saw like the 3A meet, like Brainerd, Moorhead, Bemidji.
Yeah.
Lucy would have placed top 10 in that race with her time.
Really?
So, I mean,
Wow.
we got Wilmer, Alexandria, Perham, Little Falls. It was just, there's so much talent. But you know what? We saw the best.
Yep.
So the girls have to kind of reset their focus. They're all young. They're all back next year. We lose a couple of seniors. But we're not that far away. We're really not. So,
All right. Well, good for the girls, and Lucy and Akira, just that close. All right, let's take a look at the boys here, and Noah Berge led the way for you in 8AA as
you
well.
know, he did, and he ran a really good race. He ran his best time all season, which is a great way to go out when you're a senior. Mm-hmm. And he ended up placing 32nd place in that race. And again, you know, just a really, really solid field of runners. And, you know, the kids he led, I mean, our boys, 7 boys ran that day, and I think 5 had their personal best times. And
That's good.
really the team I had out there, I had Noah and Ethan, the other senior out there. I had some freshmen running, you know, so basically we had, for the most part, a JV roster.
Mm-hmm.
And all those kids, they really stepped up. They took the competition, and not to have a pun, but they ran with it. And, you know, the finish of good times, I think it's a good springboard leading into next year.
All right. So, again, the boys led by Noah Berge, one of your seniors, and then the other senior was Ethan, correct?
Yeah, Ethan Lauderson, he came out as a freshman. And after the race got done, his mom and dad came up, and they said the best decision Ethan made was to join cross country.
Awesome.
He was a track kid, and then he came out for cross country, and he doesn't say a whole lot, but he's always going to give me everything he has when he's working. He's not going to make excuses. And, you know, I think some of the younger kids, they kind of, you know, like, they see stuff. They see kids like, oh, I didn't do that because of him. Mm-hmm. They saw from Ethan, you just don't do that. You just go out and do your best.
All right. So you got some other seniors, too, as well there, Coach.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
We mentioned Noah.
Let's mention them.
Noah and Ethan were our 2 seniors. You know, and Noah really regrets a couple years ago, he said, I'm not going to run cross country. I'm going to get in shape for basketball. Well, he came back and he said, I really missed running cross country. And he really stepped up the last couple of years. He's taking his talents to University of Jamestown.
Yep.
So that's exciting, and he did a great job. Even like at the end of the race, we were huddling up and stuff, and he just told the boys, he goes, "Oh, you guys are so much better than I was when I was a freshman. You know, keep running." So he was really
that's cool.
encouraging to the younger kids. Yeah,
Very
really
cool.
good.
Very cool.
And on the girls' side, we had 4 senior girls. Joy Watson came out for her first time this year, but she totally embraced the running. I know she put a lot of miles in on the summer. I would tell the kids, you know, we're not going to have a formal practice on Saturday, but I want you out running. And sure enough, I would see her out beating the streets. So she really liked it. She really got into it, and she did a great job. Jenna Seibold, Lainey Maminga, and Ashlyn Hare, the other 3 seniors. And something that's really special about those 3, all 3 came out in 7th grade and stuck with it.
Wow, 6 years.
You know, and I think making it even tougher, like Ashlyn, for example, she was kind of like on her way, like she earned a varsity spot. And then we got Gracie and Lucy and Addie and Kiera, and they kind of bumped her down. And a lot of girls would say, I'm done. But she stuck with it.
She stuck in there.
Stuck with it. She
Good
kept
for her.
working hard. Lainey and Ashlyn, you know, they brought a lot of experience. They brought leadership. Kiera, I think Kiera word to my teared up on the way home thinking, this is my last bus ride with Lainey.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, so I mean, like Lainey Maminga was never a top runner for us. But kind of like Ethan, she just never didn't give me 100%. She gave me everything she could, and it wasn't as fast as my top runners, but attitude-wise, it was better than everybody else.
That's awesome. That's just awesome to hear that you've got kids like that running for you, Larry.
And then the other one is Jenna Seibold, and Jenna, again, was never a top runner, but she never made excuses, and this year she ran a few practices and tried one race, and her leg was just beating her up, and she went to the doctor, and the doctor said you were about 2 steps away from a stress fracture. You got to back off. So she came back, and she basically had a whole bunch of really, I don't want to say immature, but they weren't very mature junior high boys.
Okay.
And we said, Jenna, can you handle these kids in practice, or can you at the meet make sure they're on the start line and have their shoes tied? And you know, and she did.
Yeah.
And she did a great job. And I really appreciate what Jenna gave me this year. Not in the capacity of being a runner, but being almost like another
I
assistant
was just
coach
going
to
to
us.
say, just another assistant coach for
Yep,
you. So
yep, she
good for
was.
her.
So
Good
we'll miss these seniors. They did a great job for us. And
All right.
then they, like I say, 6 years for 3 of those girls. That's That's a lot of miles they put on their feet.
That's pretty cool. All right, Larry, I'm going to let you go. I know you got an appointment here coming up here you got to get off for, but I sure appreciate you coming in. Did you have anything else you wanted to cover there on your notes?
No, it's just when I wish these girls, a lot of them are moving on. I mean, Gracie Falk went from cross-country racing on Thursday right into basketball practice on Friday. You know, and they just go, go, go.
Yes, there you go, and that's dedication. All right, Larry Lash, BW Storm cross country coach. I think we've got Coach Rickles out in the wings waiting to talk to us here. Lady Huskies volleyball coach coming up right next. Again, Larry Lash. Thank you again, Larry, for coming in all fall.
Team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance, Miller and Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance, Miller and Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And we hope to see you at American Family Insurance, Miller Associates.
Since 1941, Minn Kota Ag Products has been helping farmers with their agricultural needs. The farming industry has expanded at great lengths, and Minn Kota Ag Products is there to provide farmers with their entire chemical, fertilizer, seed, and grain elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. For market access at your fingertips and information essential to your farm operation, download the Minn Kota Ag Products app. Minn Kota Ag Products, proud to be a partner in your farm operation since 1941.
Have you ever considered chiropractic for your family? Dr. Andrea and the staff at Hornstein Family Chiropractic love to see families. With 16 years of experience seeing brand new babies, pregnant women, toddlers, teens, athletes, she cares for your family like it's her family. Join Hornstein Family Chiropractic at 715 Dakota Avenue in Wahpeton, and we will help your family grow up healthy. Call 701-672-1300 for the next soonest available appointment, because at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is a family affair.
Thank you, Andrea.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family, to provide options beyond the expected, to help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here.
I'm Katie with First Community Credit Union, and we're here with Dakota Dirt Coffee.
We chose First Community Credit Union because, first and foremost, they're right in our community of Milner, North Dakota, and the convenience of that and being able to know the people that we're dealing with, that's something that we can't get anywhere else. I would say FCCU could be best described as a full-service financial institution that's offered and available in a local community.
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Coaches Show, presented by Giant Seeds and Snacks, and we're also brought to you by Red River Communications and cable channel number 28, our own dedicated channel to Three Borders Sports live events, and we are live tonight.
I think I got it figured out here, Joe.
You got everything going
Well,
again?
I think so.
You're part of the team again today?
Well, I mean, you're on your own still, but I think I figured it out.
All right, so we're back now with a coach that isn't quite done with her season yet. So the Lady Huskies volleyball squad has got one more game for sure to go, and hopefully at least 3 more, if not more. And we're joined now by head coach of the Lady Husky volleyball squad. That's Dominique Rickles. Dominique, thanks
Hello.
for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you coming in, and we'll just get right to it here, Coach. You had a game with Horace the other night. And how'd that go for the Lady Huskies? You wanted to try and get something going here for the playoff season, I'm sure.
Yeah, I did. The girls did, but unfortunately, those first 2 matches, we just weren't passing well. And there were some hard serves coming over. And to play volleyball, it all starts with the pass.
Yeah.
We got things going that third set, but it just wasn't enough. There's some tough words spoken between sets 2 and 3, and the girls turned it on. That's kind of been an issue throughout the year, is getting those late starts and waiting till the third match to show up and play some volleyball.
So that's one of the things that we've noticed when Brian and I are calling games and stuff, and Brian had to do a few without me. But that's one of the things that we've noticed is the slow start by the Lady Huskies volleyball squad. Except in their victories, of course, but they need to get off a little better, I think, would be your words, wouldn't it? If I'm not trying to put words in your mouth.
No. In volleyball, like if you lose those first 6, if you're down by 6, statistically, it's really hard to come back.
Sure.
So getting a good start is very crucial, and not getting down by 5 or 6 points. And the girls know they can do it. I see them do it in practice. It's just that mental switch you have to turn on. And I, as a coach, I guess I haven't found the formula to get him there.
You will.
But we got one more game tomorrow, and then it's all or nothing.
And now you bring up tomorrow. So we'll talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow's your play-in game, and you're coming in as the number 11 seed, and you're taking on the number 6 seed in the play-in game at West Fargo at 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
Yes.
I don't even know if I should approach this, but it should have been Saturday, wasn't it?
It should be Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So there was some meetings of the minds.
I think there was just a meeting at West Fargo, and we weren't included.
And the coaches weren't included.
Yeah.
So anyway, they've changed it to Thursday now, so that's tomorrow.
Yeah, very quick turnaround. Wednesdays we have CCD, and a lot of my girls do a lot of great outside work and teach or attend CCD. So I'm not going to hold them back from that or even ask. So it's a quick turnaround and a short practice day for us.
So that's the problem that I see as a fan. My coach and team played a game on Tuesday night. They come back on Wednesday thinking they're going to get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to prepare for a play-in game on Saturday, and all of a sudden you're playing on Thursday.
Yep, and like our C squad's still playing. They have their tournament this weekend, their final tournament. And so I have to take practices away from them because we're short coaches. And I need those coaches on the bench with me to do stats and chart where girls are hitting the ball. And it's just really frustrating. It's very frustrating. So hopefully, we won't be in the EDC much longer per se, so it won't be a problem.
That's another subject we can talk about at the end here. But there's 2 playing games on Thursday, one on Friday and one on Saturday. So did they all switch from Saturday to different days except the one?
Yeah, I think the way it was explained to me in the past was sometimes football, AA and AAA, those games would coincide on the same day.
Okay.
And so they would always give the option to play Friday or Saturday so fans could go to their playing game for volleyball and then attend the football game, which I totally understand.
All right.
But yeah, Thursday's reaching a little bit.
I guess. It's too bad. And we'll just drop that. All right. So now you're going to take on West Fargo tomorrow. So you had a short practice today. What do you got to do different? You lost to them 3-0 the first time you played them. I think it was here. And what do you got to do different here to try? You got to get out to that quick start and be efficient?
Yeah, we have to get out to that quick start, and then we also have to be very solid on our serve receive. They have a really good middle. I'm so bad with names. I know her number. She's number 9. She's a Popple, actually, I think.
Okay.
Her mom is. But really in good middle. She sees the floor. She has great court awareness, and so she's going to attack all of our weak spots if we don't get a block up. So today, the short time that we had, we took some time going over blocking footwork and making sure that our hands are getting over the net and piking at the top because you really got to build a roof.
Okay. Build the roof. How about that, B-Dub?
No, he's going to start saying that.
Build the roof. All right.
I can't wait.
All right. And one of the other things that, so anyway, good luck tomorrow night on the short notice here, Coach, to you and the girls. Got to give a quick shout out to Addie Rugland. She hit the 1,000 career assists.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Addie. Were there any other special achievements by any of the girls? I know you got a whole bunch of seniors too. So
yeah, I would say just to touch on Addie Rugland's 1,000 assists. Like that is, I don't think you can do anything.
2 seasons.
Yeah, 2 seasons. I got to give a shout out to Rizzy Hager. She was their JO coach, and she actually moved her to setter. It was not my idea, but it worked out great. It's too bad she wasn't in the setting position her whole high school career because I think she's been on varsity for 4 years. But that is truly something Addie couldn't do without her teammates this year and last year. It's really a team. And I told the girls this. I was like, yes, we're celebrating Addie, but you should all be very proud because you can't do that without a pass and you can't do that without a hitter.
Yep, that's very true. And again, I think you had quite a number of seniors.
Yeah,
like 10 of them.
Yeah,
am I right? 10 or 11?
I had 10 seniors in total. About only 3 of them with real varsity playing experience. That would be Ashlyn Kaler and Leah DeVries outside of Addie, who really got a lot of playing time last year.
It says a lot when they hang together that long, you know, when they started probably back in whenever, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, who knows, and they've played together as seniors that long, and you get a group of them like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of, I haven't seen it on any other team for sure in the EDC or Class B. I kind of keep up with both or Minnesota. You can see like 5 maybe at the most, but it's great that many girls stuck with it because high school sports is a commitment, especially as a senior. You have so much going on.
All right. So now we touched on it briefly earlier. Final thing here we can talk about is 2025.
Yeah.
Something kind of cool is going to happen for the Wahpeton Lady Husky volleyball squad.
Yeah. I don't want to look forward for it too much. I want to wait till it's like solid, knock on wood, that they put it through with pen on paper or something like that. I don't know
there you go.
Their whole process, but yeah, I'm excited for that. Obviously, we'd be one of the bigger schools in our Class A, but if you just look at the enrollments and just in volleyball in general, like some of these Fargo teams are having 60 girls try out and making huge cuts to their program.
And sometimes you're lucky to fill a roster.
Exactly. Like I have girls that they're talented enough to play 2 teams, but I also need them to play 2 teams.
Yeah. So hopefully that comes along to fruition. I just similar to basketball, and hopefully that we go to a 3-class system for volleyball as well.
Yeah, next year we'll have a really young team, probably only 3 seniors, but I don't want to concentrate too much on 2025. Like I said, I want to make one mark in the EDC and upset one of those Fargo teams starting tomorrow.
There you go. That's the way. Yeah, that would work out good tomorrow, wouldn't it?
Yep.
All right. And then after that, then EDC tournament starts Tuesday?
Yeah.
Next week?
Yep.
Well, hopefully the Lady Huskies can do that and make it to that step.
Yeah, I'm not ready to be done yet. Being in the gym with those girls is the highlight of my day. So.
All right, that's awesome. All right, anything else you want to add there, Coach?
I do not.
All right,
Thanks
I'll
for
let
having
you
me.
go. Dominique Rickles here joining us, Lady Huskies volleyball squad coach. Good luck tomorrow night to you and the girls. And we'll be right back with Amanda Lundsetter, the boys tennis coach, coming up next, right after this on Three Borders Sports Network.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Egeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987. Founded in 1972, Mindak Farmers Cooperative is owned by nearly 500 sugar beet growers and has a rich history of sweetening life in the Red River Valley. Join Mindak's team today. In addition to an excellent pay and benefits package, they are currently offering a $2,000 sign-on bonus for all full-time positions, which includes sugar loader, packager helper, extra gang, and yard person helper. Entry level starting at $19.78 per hour, plus a $3 per hour shift differential. Apply online at mdf.coop/careers or contact Zane 701-671-7777.
No matter
Welcome back to the Coaches Show presented by Giant Snacks.
Got a little ahead of yourself there.
I did.
Yeah.
I was talking before you pushed the button.
I know. I was trying to help Amanda out. How's that, Amanda?
Good.
Is that
Better.
good? Okay. All
Sorry
right.
about that.
There we go.
Also brought to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel number 28. We're joined now by head coach of the Huskies boys tennis squad. That is Amanda Lundsetter. Amanda, thanks for coming in on a somewhat chilly evening here tonight.
Yeah.
Not quite tennis weather outside.
Not anymore. No.
All right, Coach. The team finished 2-7. There was a 3-way tie down at the toward the bottom of the EDC, but you won a tiebreaker, I think, over West Fargo, and you had to play them in a play-in match on October 2nd.
Yep, we won the tiebreak, so we got to host the play-in, and West Fargo came down, and we were able to clinch that match, what allowed us to qualify for Team EDC. It was a huge win for us. Wahpeton boys have not qualified for Team EDC in over 10 years, so it was a big moment for us, big moment for a breakthrough for our program.
Huge.
It was a great match. We were playing well into the evening, and on the first time we played them, so the second time through was a little bit more handed as we went through our matches, but we're really excited to be able to go to regionals as a team, and I think all the guys did a really, really good job. Tim Welder went into singles. He's one of my seniors. He really showed up and played some of his best tennis. I was very impressed with him. Was able to win a few matches, but not be able to carry it out to qualify for state. Marcos Blasquez also did a really good job, but had a little more troubles than I was used to watching him have. I wonder if it wasn't just the pressure of the tournament at the time or what have you, but maybe not his best tennis, but definitely contributed so much throughout the season. And the guys just really genuinely loved having him a part of the team. He ended up winning our most enthusiastic at our team award night.
That was pretty cool for him.
Yeah, he's very, he just fit in so well, and it was nice. And then, so that was two of my seniors, and then I had some young men. So Garnett and Zach, who had been playing doubles together throughout the season, had a really good shot at making a mark here at EDC. They kind of had a rough path as well. Definitely some opportunities. But that mindset going in and believing that you can win and believing in your abilities as a team, not just as individuals, that makes a huge difference. And I feel like I'm hoping for both those boys it's some more experience under the belt and they can carry it with them for next season. And then finally we had Grayson also went into singles, Grayson Cassie, and he did a really fantastic job. This was his first year out for tennis and first year on varsity. So like to even be in that position right away at the beginning of the season is really difficult. He did a very good job. Him and Marcos played doubles, and I think they did a really good job. But both of them, of course, not as much experience as some of my other players. So I think it was good for Grayson because I'm hoping he'll return and he'll have that under his belt. He's actually seen the tournament. And then finally, Matt Cummings, who's a senior, and Alex Cummings, his brother, who is a sophomore, they played doubles, and they got a really good seed. They got the 6th seed for the tournament, and individual tournament, and they acquitted themselves very well. They absolutely handed their opponents over in the first few matches, did a really good job, and we're able to lock it in on the championship side of the bracket all the way to the very end, where they fell in a match against, I believe it was Fargo South.
Okay.
So, and the opportunity was there too. So they did qualify, they did place, but we were just so ecstatic. Again, it had been a long time since we had boys at Team EDC. It was even a longer time since we had boys going to state. So. And they earned it. They really did. They put the time in. They put the effort. They had the focus. So.
You've been talking about those two boys for a long time.
Yep.
So.
And like, they had their older siblings paving the way. Their older sister was one of my girls who went to state, was the only girl that went to state last spring, and had been the only girl who's gone to state in a while since I believe the Bells were here. The Bell girls are here. So definitely have some good role models, but they definitely, like, I feel that Matt did a really good job at making it his own story and his own experience moving forward. And he definitely imparted some really good tennis for Al to carry on too as he proceeds forward and moves into his junior year. So was really excited for them. We had a really nice banquet, and then we went off to state, and state was in Grand Forks, and again, the boys performed outstandingly. Now, I'm trying to remember the team exactly, but I believe one of the first match, they just wiped the floor with the kids. I felt really bad. It was like a 6-0, 6-2 type situation.
Okay.
The second match they played was one of the top seeds from the West. I think it was Minot. And that match was a little bit more challenging, though our boys had them pretty much boxed in the first set, were well taken care of, but then end up sliding in the second set and losing and going to a third set.
Okay.
That third set was very close, very tight, and we ended up falling to them, which was quite painful. I mean, very close match, deuce points, back and forth,
went either way.
The whole thing. And then we went on, and I believe we ended up playing a Red River team, a very competitive Red River team, and same issue. We did so well in the first, and then we were just kind of trading back and forth, ended up losing in a third set tiebreaker in the third for that match as well. The one interesting point is, like, I was really proud of them. They won a match at state, but the other thing was that the team that they'd lost, that Minot team that they lost in the second match in the third set, in the 3 sets, that team ended up being in the championship match against Cheyenne, I believe.
Wow.
And so they definitely
had them on the ropes.
They definitely had opportunities to be that team at the end. And it just made me so proud, because it has been a long time since Wahpeton has been able to be there. And we just do not have what these other schools have. The numbers alone, we are so short of, with 11 boys compared to some of these guys that have 40, 60, 90 kids on their team.
That's something.
We talked before we went on air about whether or not there's a Class A or a Class B for tennis, and there
There
is
isn't.
no Class B for
I
tennis.
did not
There's
know
no
that.
such thing. It is only Class A, and it will always stay Class A, as North Dakota is just not a tennis conducive state. You know,
Sure.
we have snow most of the year. So, and the indoor facilities, while we have some good ones around here, and like in Fargo and Grand Forks, they're in Fargo and Grand Forks.
Yep.
So if you want to, and then again, speaks to the Cummings level of commitment.
The dedication.
If you want to get better, and this can be said about all of my top tennis players, you have to put the time in.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put the time in. Yes, talent does help quite a bit, goes a long ways, but it does speak that if you're going to be from Wahpeton,
Mm-hmm.
you are the underdog, but you don't have to be the underdog. You can find a way, and they have found a way, and I'm very proud of those guys. I'm eager to see where the team goes forward, because I heard the volleyball coach say, you don't get there alone.
Right.
And the boys didn't get there alone. Like I
No.
said, not only did they have support of their family, but I mean, without if Marcos hadn't come out, Tim didn't return from guards, all these young men who joined us this year, without them, we wouldn't have had a team, and those guys wouldn't have had the opportunity. So I'm so grateful for the entire team. I'm grateful for my coaching staff with Coach Lundsetter, who is just very motivated, really is a good job, and a great cheerleader for these guys. He understands athletics, period. Like, he is an athlete. So, I mean, he can really help make them well-rounded. Liz Cummings was my other assistant coach, and she allowed, with her presence there and her experience there, she helped us with JV and getting them a little bit more prepared. So we'll see a stronger JV who makes a much stronger varsity later. I mean, we had a really blessed season, and
Good.
I'm quite proud.
Good. I just, you talk about the team as Dominique did earlier. You talk about the team. If you didn't have those extra kids, you wouldn't have enough people for practices. You wouldn't have enough. I mean, you got to have the whole squad.
You have to have a little squad, and like I said, everyone learns from everyone.
Yeah.
Even we want to sharpen steel with steel, but at the end of the day, those young men on the team that joined us got to observe varsity play.
Yep.
Where some JV teams don't ever even see the varsity court ever. They don't get to watch that. They don't get to participate at all until they're well into high school. And even those JV guys were getting to play kids who were better than them, which ultimately had to force them to become better to rise that challenge. So we talk a lot about it, but one of the benefits of being a small team is that it allows us to know everyone who's on it, allows us to build those relationships, and we really are a family that it's not just about sports and the season's over. It's a thing that we carry with us throughout the year.
Well said, Coach. Well said. All right, I was going to have you answer this question here, but I think I know the answer to the blank. Fill in the blank when I'm done here. Highlight for me for the season was?
Getting to go to state.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And getting the boys' team to the EDC.
Actually, just having a team.
Yep.
I won't lie. I was sweating a little bit this
Yeah.
summer. So just knowing that there's still interest in boys tennis, that guys are still going to consider coming out. That's a big deal.
Yep.
And I just hope that more people will see that passion, see the joy that they take from it, and will also find interest. Maybe that's a sport for me. Why not? Come try it out. You might like it.
There you go. All right, Coach. Well said, and congratulations on the season. You did well with what you had, my friend.
Yes.
All right, Amanda Lundsetter, head coach of the Huskies boys tennis squad, and thanks for coming in again, Coach, and being around all fall.
Thank you guys for doing this. Appreciate it.
No problem at all. We got Carson Yagi waiting out in the wings there, Cowboy football coach, coming up next right here on Three Borders Sports Network.
Time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain Hefty Seed never changes. Red River Grain Hefty Seed works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain Hefty Seed has been saving farmers money for years. For all your grain and agronomy needs, stop in or call the friendly staff at 643-3738. or visit them online at redrivergrain.com.
Here at the Amanda Frederick State Farm Agency, we do our best to make insurance a little less insurance-y for you. Hi, this is Amanda, your local State Farm agent. You've probably seen our team out and about volunteering in the community, participating in local events, and just doing our all-around best to support and encourage a healthy, vibrant community. Stop into our office sometime and find out why we've been consistently voted best insurance agency in the Valley and why State Farm has been a trusted household name in insurance for 100 years. We hope to meet you soon.
At OSPTI, our focus is on each individual's therapy needs, whether it be for speech, occupational, or physical therapy services. I'm Becky, a physical therapist at OSPTI, and I love being able to provide that personal care to each person that we see with clinics in Breckenridge, Hankinson, and Fergus Falls. You don't have to travel very far from home. From infants to athletes to adults, you can request OSPTI to meet your therapy goals.
Any bank can tell you they have a rock-solid commitment to agriculture. Bell can prove it. To this day, every Bell Bank branch is partially built with rocks we've picked from our founder's farm. But our roots in ag have grown more than a few offices. They've shaped who we are and formed our entire approach to banking. Let us prove it to you as you grow your farm and prepare your legacy for the next generation. Bell Bank, committed to ag. In Wahpeton, talk to Rick Steckler.
Your business.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Coaches Show, presented by Giant Seeds and Snacks, and also brought to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28, our own cable channel here for our live events, which we're live right now on Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson. Pushing buttons.
Yeah, I'm trying my best, Joe. I'm hanging in here.
Attaboy.
So I don't know. Second half, I got a little rest. I'm ready to go.
We should start with halftime.
We probably should start with halftime. I need a pep talk or something.
Yeah,
here,
you
so.
sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right, buddy. We'll get moving on here with the Coaches Show, again presented by Giant Seeds and Snacks. And we're joined here now by head coach of the Cowboy football squad. That's Carson Yagi, first-year coach. Carson Yagi.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure to come talk to you guys.
I appreciate you coming in too, Carson. And I know it's not probably an easy time to come in after the loss, but let's go back a little bit here and let's just talk about the very first show of the season. If I'd have said you were going to be 500 at the end of the season, would you said that's good, I want more, or I'm okay with it? You want more, right?
You want more.
Yeah.
You want more.
Okay.
You always do. You want every time you look at the schedule, you always want to believe you can win every game, and unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't turn out like that.
Yeah. It was a 5-5 season for you in the Cowboys, and it was just a weird kind of a season for you there, wasn't it? I mean, you had this streak of losses and wins, and I mean, just talk about the season as a whole.
You know, it was a season where we saw tremendous growth throughout our team. We came in a very young team, and the fact that we'd had very little varsity experience for a good portion of our guys, and to see them grow from game 1 to game 10 was unbelievable. Phenomenal, especially these younger guys. I mean, they took a lot of pride in playing varsity football, and early on at the part of the season, you know what, were they ready for it? I don't know. Some of them probably was a little bit more, put a little bit not, but towards the end of the season, I think we'd all agree that they were ready for it, and they were rolling. And unfortunately, just one day it wasn't our day.
Right.
But, I mean, there was a lot of things for these kids to be proud upon of what they did.
And we're going to get to that too, Coach. And you start out with 3 losses right away to Pelican, Staples, Motley, and Pillager. And then you start the run. Then you go and win the next 4 out of the next 5, and then you go into the to the section tournament, and you're the number 2 seed. So it actually turned out pretty good for you as a squad. Like you said, And I agree 110% with you. For the games that I saw of your guys's, they grew as a team. And that had to be fun as a coach, for a first-year coach at that.
Oh, it was completely. And you just saw each and every week, too, they got more and more excited to play football, more and more excited to just be around the team and be around each other. And it was such an enjoyable group to be around and just show up to practice every single day.
Yep.
It was just a great group of kids. And, I mean, early on, they had trial by fire. What Pelican, Staples, and Pillager, all three of them, what Pillager and Staples were 1-2 in our district. And Pelican Rapids was 7-1 on the year, and their only loss was to Barnesville, which is a phenomenal program in itself. So
correct.
They saw very tough football right away, and they responded. It could have been easy to fold over and get the basketballs out, but they didn't.
You know, and I think that's what amazed me about these guys is that, okay, you started out the season with 3 2A schools there. You know, and you mentioned Pelican Rapids, they finished 7-1, and then Pillager again had a good squad. Staples Motley had kind of stepped it up from last year. I don't think they were quite as good as they were this year. Last year, were they? I mean,
last year they were an 0-9 team, and they finished the season, I believe, 7-1.
Yeah.
And they beat Pillager to go play in the section championship on Saturday. So, I mean, talk about an unbelievable turnaround for a team. And that was another one. You know what? A couple plays here, a couple plays there, lose by 1 in overtime. And
yeah, we talked about that. I remember in the show here, we talked about the decision to go for 2, and you'd do it again, wouldn't you?
Would do it again. Have
Gotta
confidence
go
in your kids. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Got to show the confidence, and you had it in them. All right, so now we get to the Section 6A playoffs, and you host Pine River Bacchus, and comes out with a convincing win. The boys played well.
Yeah, they did. They came out flying around right away, up 28-0 at halftime, and probably took our foot off the gas a little bit too much for what I would have preferred. But, I mean, they got the job done. They were 1-0 that week, and in the playoffs, that's all that matters, being 1-0 that night.
Yep. And then you got New York Mills coming back in, and you'd already played them once in the year. 32-6 was a victory for you at home. And you come into the section semifinals, and first half, you're up 12-0. And you got to feel pretty good at halftime.
Yeah, up 12-0. Defense is playing great. I believe they forced 3-4 turnovers. So offense capitalizing. And it was kind of just an odd first half. No one really dominated. A couple plays here and there. And we walked into the lead walked into halftime with the 12-0 lead. And I mean, we had a crew that we felt was like ready to go the second half. Made some adjustments, and unfortunately, just the second half didn't turn our way. A couple ball bounces here and there. A couple bad calls by the coaches, and unfortunately, it wasn't the day for the Cowboys.
I was going to say, you probably can't say this, but I better not go there. I was going to say, nothing. I was going to talk about the officiating, but I'll keep my thoughts to myself. But anyway, it was a couple of weird calls there, let's just say. But muddy field, did that have anything to do with the? I mean, both teams had to play in it, so I guess you can't really.
Yep. Yeah, both teams played in it, and you don't want to make excuses, and wish we would have been able to play on a normal field.
Yes,
for what our guys are able to do in space with the type of speed we have and the style of play we do, where we're one cut and go, we don't kind of sit back. I mean, I think that definitely played a factor in us, but no matter what, you got to show up and play. Doesn't matter the conditions or anything else.
And I can't remember, Coach, and I think it was the first half, was it not, when Bailey came out with a knee injury, really hobbling?
Yep.
And did that affect him the rest of the day, or how did it go there? Anything you can talk about there?
Third play of the game, he came
was it
out,
that early?
He came out holding his knee.
Yeah, he looked like he was in pain on the sideline.
He was in pain.
Yeah.
And it was, I didn't think we were going to have him the rest of the game, if I'm going to be honest with you. And it was something that was tough to see, because he was one of our undisputed leaders the entire year. I mean, a senior captain, started at quarterback for us for 3 years. And, I mean, we went on his back for a lot of games and a lot of plays. And there was times where you could see how much it was affecting him, and you knew how much that bothered him, because he's one of those kids where he's an ultimate competitor. After that first playoff game, and I think when we got up 21-0 or 14-0, I kind of stopped running him a little bit and handed the football off to some other kids a little more. And he was starting to get upset with me how much he wanted to run the football. He's just a competitor, great kid.
Go.
Exactly. He just wants to go. And you saw how much it bothered him when he knew that he couldn't.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure it was something that you saw on the sidelines. You probably heard something on the sidelines from him, but I think even the fans knew. And I was just up running a camera, and or actually I was producing. I wasn't running the camera, but I was producing and listening to Kevin and Raleigh's call, and you could just see that he wanted to go, but he couldn't. You know, just one of those things. And so Bailey, get well soon, man. Hope it works out for you.
Yeah, nope. Hope everything turns out the best there.
All right, and again, Coach, you had a great bunch of seniors. I don't know if you want to go through them all, but if maybe you just got a few short words about the seniors, or what do you want to say?
Yeah, no, what I'll say about the seniors, we had 9 of them. Bailey Evans, Jacob Kunkel, Dawson Weinbar, Alan Martinez, Brian Martinez, Jax Bolte, Carter Benson, Tom Cowitz. Can't say enough about them.
Sure.
They're kids who, when it was their time to answer the call, they answered it. They were a crew that was constantly in the weight room. They wanted to do everything they could to get better. They weren't kids. You were begging to try to get them to play football.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be the ones texting me, hey, can we go throw tonight? Can we do this? Can we do that? I mean, they were just an excited group to play Cowboy football, and each and every day they brought that to practice. There was times where, you know what, we had to teach them how to practice, but then there was times where it was like, them just being such a giddy group, that carried us. That was the identity of our team because they just loved being around each other and loved playing football, and it all starts with the seniors.
That's pretty cool. It's a cool group with a lot of Cowboy pride there. All right, fill in the blank, Coach. Highlight for the team in your eyes. Highlight for the team was?
You know, I think getting the opportunity to play 2 home playoff games, it's not something a lot of teams get to do.
Very true.
And I mean, last year with how good that crew was, they didn't get a single home playoff game. So, I mean, that's something to take a lot of pride in.
That's very true.
You earned 2 more home playoff games, not just one. You know, you earned 2.
Yep. All right, then fill in the blank on this one. Myself as a coach, my highlight of the year was?
Gosh, that's a good one. You know, for me, I think it was getting my first win.
That was in my mind.
Not for the fact of getting my first win, but just walking over to the huddle or kind of the end zone where we all meet after a game, and for how excited those kids were for me, that was I relive that all the time. It really was. That was awesome.
Yeah. That was when I thought of that question for you too. I thought the same thing. I thought it's got to be that first win when you walked up to that huddle in the end zone and they're all giving you the silent treatment. I'm waiting for the water bucket, and it never did come. But just the excitement after that had to be special. That's something you'll never forget, man.
No, I won't.
Yep.
I loved it. I loved doing it, and was very thankful to have a crew like that to be able to do it with.
Amen. All right, Coach. Quickly, next year, what are we looking forward to?
You know, we're gonna have a lot of experience coming back. The good part about being young is you get time to grow. Next year we got a good crew coming back, a good chunk of our backfield. David, Paul, both back for us. Eli Butts is going to be in his 4th year starting on the offense line. Very excited to see him. And then we get Levi Christensen back, a kid that I wish we would have had him more, or I wish we would have been able to play him this year. But man, he's going to be fun to play.
Good deal. All right, Coach. You got anything else there you want to add before I let you go, man?
No, thank you for the support throughout this entire season. Appreciate it, guys, and appreciate all you do to promote us.
Job well done.
Thank you.
Brian and I. So congratulations, Raleigh and Kevin, too. So
thank you.
It's been a fun season for you, man. All right, that's Carson Yagi, head coach of the Cowboy football squad, and we hope we have Wade Gilbertson coming up here next. He is here. Okay. All right, we'll be right back.
Technology. Digital Guru provides professional IT solutions you can trust to keep it moving forward. From redesigning existing systems to brand new builds, we offer your business managed IT services, including backups, cybersecurity, cloud services, remote desk support, and more. And don't forget, we also provide audio, video, security camera, and door access control installation. Focus on what you do best and leave the technology to the professionals. Contact Digital Guru today.
Sometimes it's tough being a dad. Kids grow up fast. Hey girls, oh, love it.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm TikToking.
Is he serious?
Don't even want me around anymore. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. Hugs mean a lot to a dad. So, with Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
No matter the time of year, there's never a bad time to get your ride sparkling at All Seasons Car Wash. Your ride deserves to shine all year round. We'll see you at All Seasons Car Wash.
Bold Print in Wahpeton is your local provider for all of your printing and promotional needs, including custom decals, which is a great way to promote your business. Bold Print also has custom framing and unique personalized gift ideas. Don't trust your family photos to an online company. Use Bold Print for all of your custom framing and canvas printing. Give them a call today, 701-642-2188, or check them out online, useboldprint.com.
First car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Then and down the road. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
Smith Motors in Wahpeton.
How about that? Proud to be a Husky Pen.
How about that?
How about that? I don't know where it came from. You must have had it.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll say I did.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show here, everybody, on Three Borders Sports Network, and it's presented by Giant Seeds and Snacks, and also brought to you by Red River Communications and our own cable channel, number 28. So we've got our own cable channel, huh?
I know. I like that.
Our own live events
are on. Live events are all on there.
How cool is that?
Hopefully, at some point here, we will have events on there 24 hours.
24/7?
24/7.
How about that?
That is the goal. So we might be a little bit like Big Brother.
We're
going to be one of
those.
Hold
on. You got to turn on.
There you go. Welcome to the show.
Hey, everybody.
Well, now that you got your headset on right, we figure we can turn your mic on.
Yeah, right. We're good. Yeah, I got it on right. Now the mic comes on. Good. One step at a time for me.
One at a time. Baby steps.
This is going to be a I knew you guys when kind of thing. You guys are going to be big time pretty soon. I like it.
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
Let's not get there. Let's slow down a little bit. Okay.
It is getting fun.
Let's slow down.
There's a lot of
we got signs out front, so that's good.
Did you see those?
I saw the signs out front.
Here's my question. Here's my question. Did you see him right away when you walked up to the building? Like right away? Did you see him when you came in?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Why did you do that?
I just wanted to make sure. It's an inside joke. It's okay, but you're helping me out here. So
I didn't.
It was a little dark. It was a little dark.
It's okay.
Yeah, I didn't see it the first time we walked. I walked in alone.
I don't know how you can miss him, but it's okay. But evidently, he's got 2015 vision.
I do. I showed you. I actually showed you the.
I know you did. I know. Hopefully, Chad's watching because I'm sure he likes it right now.
I'll get it back from him. So it's things are going well for us, Wade, and we appreciate all the comments we get. And you made some nice compliments here before we went on air. So I just want to thank you publicly for saying that.
Yeah,
and,
I think it's outstanding stuff.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We appreciate everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And the ability for relatives to watch the game too.
It's huge.
They absolutely adore it. My dad watches from home at the kitchen table and just loves it.
Yep.
So and that's a big part. And I don't get to watch you guys as much, obviously, for football and stuff. But even the basketball games on the road, when you guys go on the road with them and stuff, and I can't be there, it's great for our fans, for our community.
Very, very cool. So thank you very much. And anyway, we are joined now by head coach of the Wahpeton Huskies football squad, and that is Wade Gilbertson. Gilby, thanks again for joining us. I welcome you officially here now tonight as we give you grief as we started here. But, and giving Watson a little grief, and then he's giving it back to me.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm struggling over here again.
You are?
So, yeah, I am.
Driving the struggle bus.
I know. It's okay. I got it fixed now. So
Okay.
here we go.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. I super appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you coming in and being with us every week.
You
That we've been able to do this, and there's just a great following here of Wahpeton Husky football squad. And during the season, we had a lot of great people tuning in and watching Husky football. Coach, but it wasn't probably the season that you wanted as a coach coming in here. You finished overall 3-6. You fell short of making the playoffs, but you know when you look at it, and I did some of the stats here. I went through them tonight, and before I came to the show, and there's a lot of people up there toward the top of the lists on some of those stats.
Sure,
yeah, the EDC 2A football standings.
And you're right. You hit it on the head. 3-6 is not where we wanted to be.
Right.
3-6 is unacceptable. We cannot be happy with that. We cannot be complacent as a football team now going into the next year. And we just got done with our meetings here this afternoon, actually, with our kids. We've been able to take our time over the last week to get things organized. And like I said, we just got done with our meetings this afternoon. And that was kind of the big talking point in those meetings was we cannot be satisfied with 3-6. I mean, is this where we're at? Is that our reality? Are we happy with that? Because, I mean, there's people that told me that if you'd have told me we had 3 wins at the end of the year with as young a team as we had, they'd probably be pretty happy. But at the same time, that can't be our standard. So we're not satisfied. So we're going to start planning right away. Start getting ready for next season already.
I know you were talking to Coach Yagi here as he was exiting here off air, and you guys were talking about what are you doing this winter and what's going on. Of course, Coach Yagi has a full-time job, as you do too as well. Don't get me wrong. But his full-time job probably won't allow him to spend a lot of time doing it as your full-time job at teaching at the high school. But yet, some of your evenings, I'm sure, are going to be tied up looking at different playbooks, looking at different teams, and analyzing your own team and analyzing yourself and your coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, after the first couple of weeks after the season, like right now, we're kind of analyzing ourselves a little bit with our team meetings and equipment hand-in and stuff. And once I get all that stuff all taken care of, the paperwork kind of stuff, the clerical kind of stuff, then usually right after Thanksgiving is when I'm going to start opening up that playbook and other people's playbooks as well.
Sure.
And searching for different things. I'm going to purge the things that didn't work, and I'm going to keep the things that did work, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So that'll probably start around Thanksgiving. And the good thing is that you don't have to do that every single day and take away from your family time. But, yeah, it definitely is on the brain most of the time in the off season, getting ready for that next year.
All right, before we get started on the team stuff here that I've got down, Coach, 3 out of the 4 teams out of the East that are remaining in the playoffs. Does that surprise you at all, 3 out of the 4 teams?
No.
You got Horace, North, and Central, and then Jamestown. Does that surprise you at all?
What surprises me is that it's Jamestown Central, and it doesn't surprise me that much that Jamestown was able to clip Red River in overtime. Jamestown's got a hell of a team, as did Red River. The big surprise, obviously, was Grand Forks Central.
Yes.
And what they did to Fargo South.
That's what surprised me, too, as well.
Yeah, and not only that they beat them, but the way that they beat them as well. I didn't get much of a chance to watch that game. I was kind of locked in on one of the AAA games, and then I was locked in on the West Fargo Horace game against Dickinson. It might have been the best game of the night, barring the Jamestown Red River game. But the offenses really weren't doing much out in that cold, frozen turf in Dickinson. So it might have been the best game score-wise of the night, maybe. But that was a heck of a ball game, too, and West Fargo Horace handed it to them. They beat a team that was a higher seed than them, and they get to go try to knock off North. And Central giving Jamestown a home game, we might possibly, not to take anything away from Central, but might possibly get a rematch in that championship game. We'll see.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
All right. let's take a look at some of the team stuff here, Coach.
Sure.
You just at the passing here. This one really caught my eye. I mean, I know Bjorn was having a good year in the quarterback position, but he finished second in EDC 2A football in passing yards.
Yes, finished with about 1,400 yards passing. We did throw the ball. I shouldn't say we threw it more than we wanted to, but we really did. You got to run the ball to win the state championship, and that's what our goal is, obviously, every single year. But there's times when teams would load up the box on us, and we gave Bjorn the option to throw a lot and to change the play at the line of scrimmage, like we've talked about in the past. And he made a lot of good decisions as we started to progress throughout the year, changing to a lot of routes and changing to a lot of other plays. And we're really, really happy with his progress. And, it really was no surprise to me that he was up there in yardage. And the one thing that I think was as impressive as that was the fact that we had a lot of guys with a lot of catches. We had a lot of different guys with a lot of catches. It wasn't just one guy that we zeroed in on all of the time. And so we spread the ball out pretty good.
And that's what I was looking at, too, in the receiving side of things. The guys with a lot of catches, again, you're talking about Trayton, Malkin, Jackson, DeVries. They're 3 and 4. I mean, they're right up there. I mean, as far as receptions made, so in yards, I guess I should say.
Yeah, and Nick Langenwalter was up there as well. He had catches in the 30s as well, and then Braden Steffens had double-digit catches. So we were able to spread the ball out a little bit, and that was what was as impressive as the total yardage for Bjorn.
Of course, you can't go by without mentioning Trayton Malkin, the rushing side of things. He finishes third with about 780 yards, according to this stat. Teams shut him down, though. Some of those bigger teams, when you get to the Fargo Norse and all those other teams, they key on him big time and shut him down.
They did. They get to those teams that are starting 10 and 11 seniors who've been all playing together for a couple of years. They've got a good defensive game plan, and they know that if they stop number 44, they've got a great chance to beat us. Even though we had teams that were loading the box on us, we would give Bjorn the ability to throw out of that and to change the play out of that. And even with that, he had 780 yards and still rushed for, I believe it was almost 6. It was probably somewhere around 5.7, 5.8 yards per carry. And a lot of those came after first contact. So he's one heck of a tough kid and a heck of a tough runner. And then, of course, he had almost as many touchdowns receiving as he had rushing. I think it ended up like 8 touchdowns rushing and 7 touchdowns receiving. So kind of 50-50 there on the rushing and receiving. So, he was just a dynamic playmaker. And you saw at the end of the year probably a little bit, we tried to move him around as much as possible to get teams to have to game plan for that.
Yep, and I did notice that, and I think we mentioned it on the air or on the broadcast a few times. And then, of course, you got to look defensively, and in the two names that popped out there, of course, were Trayton and Nick Langenwalter were up there in the top 4 in tackles.
Oh yeah, they're definitely in the top half of the EDC in tackles, and they played great defensively. Nick Langenwalter is probably going to end up being an all-conference guy because he runs our defense. He's the quarterback of our defense. He's making a lot of calls on defense, and he was trying to get guys in the right place all the time, and he did a fabulous job. Played 2 different positions for us throughout the year, and that's not easy to do, especially on the offensive side when he's playing a really tough position on that side of the ball at tight end for us. And then goes over to the defensive side, playing a tough position at linebacker there, and then sometimes we're playing around with him at safety as well. That's a lot to know. And I was really impressed with how he took that job on.
Fun to watch him.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we had guys on the defensive side that we didn't know what we were going to get either. I mean, sophomore Evan Doctor and sophomore Isaiah Brushert, these guys come in and they start on defense for the first time after playing very, very little varsity last year. I mean, they might have played in some mop-up time last year as freshmen, but they come in and start for us all year long as a sophomore at linebacker, and they continue to get better every single step of the way. Every single week they got better and better and better. So we look for big things out of them in the future as well.
All right. So talk about your seniors, Coach. It's always a tough time for Husky Pride. The guys played their last game at home. They played their last final game at Turtle Mountain in a victory, which was good. The boys, the seniors got to go away with a victory. But their last game at home was against Fargo South, and you had a good bunch of seniors, man. So
we did
talk about them a little bit.
We did, and it wasn't very many of them, but they're great kids. And so we got Nick Langenwalter, we already mentioned at linebacker and at tight end, and McCade Pickin doesn't have the stats, but McCade Pickin as our starting center, and he's been a starting offensive lineman for us for the last 3 years. He helped anchor that offensive line and even played some defense for us this year for the first time, really. And gave us a lot of breaks, gave the starters a lot of breaks on defense. So couldn't be happier with those two guys. Coleman Barth, another senior who's been in our program for 4 years, got a lot of playing time on defense this year, started a number of games for us. Very happy and proud of the way that he responded, getting that playing time as a senior. We got Dom Dufanes, who was a senior this year. He played in the program for 2 years, and one thing about Dom is he always gave us good looks on the scout team. Didn't get a ton of varsity time, but always gave us great looks, and just a fabulous kid to be around. Absolutely is. Yep. We did have a couple of other seniors join us about halfway through the season. You had Matt Cummings, the tennis player, joined us. He got in the game at Turtle Mountain, got himself a tackle. And then you had Marcos Blasquez from Spain, the exchange student who came on and kicking the heck out of the football and made a couple of field goals for us, made a number of extra points for us. So couldn't be happier with the group of seniors that we had. Couldn't be happier with the leadership that they've showed throughout the season. And they got great futures ahead of them. They're just great people.
Good men. Yep. All right, Coach, but the future's bright for the Huskies. Talk about the youngsters coming up and what you're looking forward to next year to try and coach them around.
Well, we do have a lot of guys coming back with a lot of varsity experience. It's almost the exact opposite from this year. So we'll have a lot of guys that know what it's like when the lights come on a Friday night. And that's going to be nice to have. We're going to be able to draw on that experience, but we also can't just rest on that and become complacent, like I had said earlier. And so it's up to those kids, up to those young guys to come together, and we got to find some leadership in there. Somebody's going to have to step up and be that guy. We're going to have all new captains next year. But we do have some prospects for those positions coming back. We got a lot of guys that I think can compete with each other for those positions. And we've got some younger guys even that haven't played a lot of varsity football that hopefully they'll take it upon themselves to get into the weight room and start to compete for a starting job. So we do have a lot of tools that are coming back for next season. So, but we've got some work to do. Yeah, we definitely don't want to be 3-6 again. We want to be where Grand Forks Central is this weekend next year.
Yep, we would like to see that as well. All right, Coach, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Carson here just a few minutes ago.
I don't know if I heard it.
Fill in the blank. No, that's fine. You were busy out there on the phone, but fill in the blank. As a coach, my highlight of the season was?
Geez, that's tough. You put me on the spot.
I am.
Okay.
I didn't give you a heads up.
No. That's okay. That's okay. People would probably say it's the Trey Malk play against Valley City. I mean, that was a huge highlight. Can't forget that. But honestly, I'm going to draw attention to what I talked to some of our guys about in these meetings this week, and that was that first game of the year against Devils Lake. Yep. I guess I can give my age up a little bit. I have coached a lot of different teams at Wahpeton High School, and I will put this team up there with any of them that I've coached at Wahpeton High School for being the most prepared team to play a football game than any other team. That night, Friday night against Devils Lake, those kids were absolutely prepared. They were ready to break the door down. They were ready to run me over just to get out on the field and play against Devils Lake that night. And that was one heck of a fun night, the way that we took it to Devils Lake.
That's a highlight for you, man.
That was a huge highlight for me, the way that those kids came together in that first game. I mean, there's a number of different things that you could say was, but to me, that's where it was.
That's a big memory right there, man. All right, Coach, you got anything else? I'm going to let you go, but...
Oh, you're fine. We can sit here and talk ball all night or talk about other things, too. I don't care. But, yes, thank you.
We might do that someday.
Sure.
We might just get a round table and talk sports one day.
I love it.
I think we might do that, B-Dub. What do you think of that?
Turn your mic on. I know. Here it comes.
I didn't say nothing.
I'll wait till we're off there.
He was going to say something. I know. Yeah. No, I don't know. We can make it happen.
I think we should. I
don't know if we got enough tape for all that, but hey, there'll be some good stuff.
A lot of hot air.
A little bit.
We could get together. And
I don't want to talk about certain coaches, but hey, some coaches can fill it up. So
that's right.
It is what it is.
We can do that.
It's all entertainment.
All right. It is all under entertainment. Well,
absolutely.
Gilby, thanks again. Appreciate it,
thank
man.
you guys so much for the coverage. It's another season under our belt, and very excited to be a part of this community and how they support football. You know, even though we were 3-6, you look up in the stands and it seemed as if
crowd.
at our home games it was always full. My hat's off to the community for supporting us. And come next year, hopefully we're making plans to be at home for one of those playoff games.
That'd be fun.
You bet.
All right. Head coach Wade Gilbertson joining us. Husky football coach. That's going to wrap it up for our fall year. And Brian and I will be back to wrap it up here in just a few seconds. We'll be right back.
That when you need a vehicle, we'll find the perfect one that matches your lifestyle and budget, like the eye-catching Chevy Equinox, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hard-working GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive buying experience. From low-pressure sales to high-quality service, our customers always come first. Find your new Chevrolet or GMC today at Smith Motors. Small-town friendly, big-town deals.
Farmers, be ready this planting season by contacting Yield Advantage for all your seed and planting equipment needs. They carry high-quality products from Precision Planting, Intelligent Ag, Copperhead Ag, Outback Wraps, Ware Parts LLC, Midwest Seed Genetics, and more. Yield Advantage can help your planter from basic service parts to liquid fertilizer setups. All of the latest technology and often significantly less than buying a new planter. Be ready to hit the field by contacting Yield Advantage, 218-517-7878, or online at yield-advantage.com.
A local insurance team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And we hope to see you at American Family Insurance, Miller Associates.
Since 1941, Minn Kota Ag Products has been helping farmers with their agricultural needs. The farming industry has expanded at great lengths, and Minn Kota Ag Products is there to provide farmers with their entire chemical, fertilizer, seed, and grain elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. For market access at your fingertips and information essential to your farm operation, download the Minn Kota Ag Products app. Minn Kota Ag Products, proud to be a partner in your farm operation since 1941.
Have you ever considered chiropractic for your family? Dr. Andrea and the staff at Hornstein Family Chiropractic love to see families. With 16 years of experience seeing brand new babies, pregnant women, toddlers, teens, athletes, she cares for your family like it's her family. Join Hornstein Family Chiropractic at 715 Dakota Avenue in Wahpeton, and we will help your family grow up healthy. Call 701-672-1300 for the next soonest available appointment, because at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is a family affair.
Thank you, Andrea.
Insurance.
I like that one.
Do you like that one?
I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one too. I like that one.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Coach's Show, presented by Giant Seeds and Snacks. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson, and we're also covered on Red River Communications cable channel number 28. So that's going to wrap us up for the fall Coach's Show.
How about that? We didn't keep track of how many events we did, but we had to do quite a few.
It was nearly 50. I think it was 40 some.
Yeah, there will be a lot more here this winter. As we look at the list, we showed that to Gilby, and he's like, "Wow."
There's what our winter schedule looks like, folks, and I did put it on the on our website today, so it should be out there on our website. Very tentative, but it's probably pretty close to what it's going to be. So I just got to figure out when my partner is going to be available and when you're not.
I might get to do a few more games than in the past. So
don't worry.
With the boys' schedule
I got your
being
schedule written down here.
Don't show that to my wife, though. Okay.
Okay.
All right. No,
Hey.
but with the boys playing not on the same night as girls,
Yeah.
there'll be a little more, a couple more games that I can do. I can actually watch the boys play, which
can help color.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I think you know something about basketball. So
I know
you're
a
good
little
at
bit.
color
They
analyst
tell me
part
that
of
I
it.
know a little bit, but I don't always listen to what people say. So I don't know.
And
we'll see.
I do have one more request.
From me?
Yeah.
Is it going to cost me money?
Yeah.
Oh man, what is
Yeah.
that?
Well, do I get a nice chair like you do for
No,
next year?
you do not.
I got
No.
a steel chair, and you got the nice cushy
Yep,
air
that's what
conditioned.
happens when you own half the company and you're producing.
Well,
this is the producer's chair.
I might have to go buy my own.
No, we'll figure something out. Yeah, we'll see if we can get you a chair.
All right, we're going to try and do some other things here, folks. As Brian said earlier, there's a lot of things that we've got, and I know we say that a lot, but there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, and we're going to try and get
Even
some
when
more
I
stuff
struggle,
done.
it still worked. I mean,
it's still going.
Yeah, it was okay.
We've got some new cameras coming, and we got some other things going on too as well. I think when I counted them up, there was nearly 60 events here. But that includes.
That looks like more than 60.
Well, there will be more than 60 if I can't find the Breckenridge girls and boys basketball playoff dates. All it says it starts March 4th.
Oh,
but I
okay.
don't know how that all plays out.
Yep,
I
yep.
think most of the Wahpeton side is
Ours is pretty laid out, so we start here in a week and a half. So,
and our first event actually is going to be a boys hockey game.
Got to get it in.
The Blades on November 30th. So we're not we don't quite get a full month off.
No, that's coming up pretty quick, and then we'll get into basketball there on the. We'll be on the road on the first, but.
And for those of you asking or wondering, we will not be able to do any BW Blades girls hockey because
Yeah, unfortunately, they do not have enough players.
Right.
So, which is kind of disappointing because they were pretty good last year.
Yep.
And
fun to watch.
kind of looking forward to watching them. They were a lot of fun to watch, and it was just a different style from the boys, and it was good. So it's too bad. Hopefully, they'll be able to get the program back up, and they'll get enough interest. And maybe I'll get some of those hockey players to play basketball.
Yep.
Since,
I had talked to Mackenzie Broadland, and I said, I can't find your schedule anywhere because I was working on the winter schedule. And she said, Joe, I'm sorry, but we aren't going to have a team.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's really too bad.
Too bad for the BW Blade girls hockey team. But we got the boys on there a couple times. We've even got the wrestling squad.
Got a
on
little
there
wrestling
one
in there,
more time.
too. Yep,
So
we do.
We worked
So-
it around a lot of different things, and check out our website there at www.threebordersportsnetwork.com, and it's 3 with the number 3, and you'll see the schedule there.
Click on the schedule, yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess that's about it. I want to make sure I say thanks to all of our sponsors. I'm not going to read through them. But you will see them and have seen them. Take a look in the daily news. We're going to put an appreciation page in the paper coming up shortly, so that'll be out there as well. And if you're interested in doing any sponsoring of our winter events with us, we got a couple spots open. We're not
Yeah, we
quite
do.
full. We were pretty full for fall, but we got a couple spots open here. So if you're interested in doing some sponsorship on Three Borders Sports Network, let us know. You can send us an email, and our email address is also listed.
Yeah, just go to the webpage and click on contact, and then you'll be able to fill out an email and tell us what you're interested in, and we'll have somebody get a hold of you.
So 2 weeks before you practice.
Week and a half.
Week and a half.
Yeah, week and a half. So
You're all set? Got everything in
I got
playbooks all in ink and all good to go? Or is it in pencil?
It's on the computer.
Oh.
We're high tech. We're high tech.
Is that how old I am?
Yeah, it's high tech, man. So we're ready to go. We're having open gyms right now. We have an open gym tomorrow, and it's coming pretty fast. With starting early is a little bit different, and we'll have a little bit of a gap before we play. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun, and there's going to be some good basketball. We play a lot of good teams.
Yeah.
We opened the season in Minot in a shootout against South Prairie, and South Prairie lost in the district championship last year, and they have one of the best she's a freshman now, but one of the best freshman guards in the state. So we start off with a bang, so it'll be fun.
Kindred is one of the teams.
That's our Kindred,
early.
Kindred is our
It's
first home game. So
Yeah.
nothing like welcome to Region 1 and get off to a good start. So we got Kindred and Thompson that first week. So
Wow. At Thompson, though.
And that's at Thompson. That's a doubleheader with the boys, and that's again, that's going to be fun. I think the atmosphere in the gym for some of these games, both boys and girls, is going to be something that's totally different for a regular season game. The boys have 4 wins coming down there. That crowd travels as well as ours. So we're probably fearful of if we're going to have enough room in the gym for some of these games. But I think that's what it's all about. That's what it's I think that's what 3-class basketball will bring to North Dakota.
I agree.
It'll bring some excitement, and some of those regular season games, I think it'll be an experience for the fans. So I think it's something to look forward to.
All right. We're going to wrap it up.
I think we need to.
Our first coaches show in the winter season will be December 13th, and our first broadcast will be on Thursday, November 30th, with the BW Blades boys hockey squad taking on Becker Big Lake. So that will be what's on there. Again, go to our website and look it up. Again, thanks to all of our sponsors. Brian's got them listed on the webpage as well, but thank you. And if you see any of our sponsors, please tell them thank you, because without them, we couldn't be doing this. So
big thank you to Giants for sponsoring the Coaches Show, and all of our sponsors. So we couldn't do it without them. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it very much. For Brian Watson, Raleigh, and Julie, I'm Joe Schreiner. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you on November 30th right here on Three Borders Sports Network.
Thank you.